Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy XIV once again. We just finished up on the 6.3 trial of Reborn, and we're going to see the aftermath after that. Apparently, Golbez is on the moon, which I guess is not particularly surprising if you know the Final Fantasy IV background on that. Inquiries delay me, and I'm not accustomed to conversation. I'm glad it's arrived in time to speak with Reborn. As much as I understand his motives, I believe there's a better way. Yours. The future you strive for is what I wish to see. And I want to know why I feel this way, why this fire burns in my breast. There's nothing more for us here. What of Azadal's legacy? Has there been word for you stolen the others? I see. Frustrating, perhaps, but better that the gate be destroyed than used to unleash more void sent. We should return to Mahaduda and rejoin the others. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. I actually have a good reason to go to Razahan, because I can finally afford to get a new piece of eye level 650... Well, it's accessory. I was going to say armor, but it's accessory. We're going to get a ring, though, because I just got some decent gear from that last dungeon. And out of my accessories, it's just one of my rings that's particularly weak, so we'll go ahead and replace that one. Maybe I'll stop at the Mender for a second here, too. I don't super need it, but you know. Alright. We want a ring. You have exactly just enough to get it, so I'm happy. We're going to replace the 575 one here. That should shoot us up quite a bit, I think. Oh, exactly 605, okay. It honestly didn't actually get me as much as I thought it was going to be honest, but... My shield and my weapon and my headpiece are definitely bringing us down. I'll replace the headpiece next, but honestly I only need 150 to replace the shield with a 650 version, so I think I'll do that next for my 650 tomestones, so... Because apparently to be able to get through the 6.4 stuff, we need to be 615. So we need to be a little bit higher. But we're at a good pace so far here. It is good to see you both return hale and whole. Your friends arrived not long ago and are ready for the satrap. Shall I show you in? Yes, let's go ahead and go.
Thank goodness you're both all right. Unfortunately, we have nothing further to report apart from the loss of the gate. But tell us, how did you fare on the mountain? Golbez aspires to deliver void scent unto the source, where they may die and return to the life stream to be reborn.
Far be it for me to deny them, but the cost to our people would be beyond unconscionable.
Indeed. Void Scent themselves are inherently dangerous. Never mind the chaos sure to follow should the barrier twixt our worlds be shattered. 'twould be naught less than a calamity.
How can we prevent this?
The simplest way would, of course, be to strike at Golbez himself. That said, our task has been rendered rather difficult.
Indeed. Rubicante hath deprived us of a means to cross into the void.
Kenyatso's faint. That was doubtless what he meant when he said his part was done.
Golbez sacrificed 2 archfiends just to stop us. He must need more time to break the barrier to our world.
Then the days ahead will be critical. We must find a way back to the 13th.
We could employ another Atomos, but that approach would only be viable if we found another planar fissure. An unlikely prospect. Better we explore other avenues. If you will excuse my absence, I shall return to Sharlayan to look for information.
By all means. Meanwhile, I shall seek the counsel of our alchemists.
Time is of the essence, so wish me luck.
I'm no scholar. I'll find another way to keep myself busy here.
How about a little training to keep your lance arm honed?
Rest assured, I never shirk my training. I will be ready for whatever awaits.
Zero. May we call upon thee when next we venture unto the 13th.
Aye. And in case you're wondering, I won't ask for further payment. I will go for myself, to try and understand why I spoke the words I said to Rubicante. And the fire I felt within, when you all came to my aid in Garlemald.
While our esteemed sorceress battles her tomes, let us see to our own affairs.
I will not fail you again, sister.
All right. Before you leave, I would once again express my gratitude. By your hand has Thavnar been saved yet again. But before you deliver my people, you helped me rediscover hope. When the sight of my sister's eye left me bereft and adrift for a time. We may have lost the gate to Azadal's legacy, but there must be another way to travel to the void, and together we will find it. For now I bid you rest and recover your strength. I too shall have my vessel improved ahead of our next foray. To achieve his ends, Golbez has sacrificed his 4 generals. Such a ruthless foe is unpredictable to the extreme. But no matter what he plots, he shall do our utmost to see that he does not succeed.
Kenyatso and Rubicante have joined with the Great Flow. In this world, 'tis the ravenous who are useful, and few were as ravenous as they. You were fine pawns, my archfiends, and you have played your parts to perfection. But with the goal in sight, I need no minions to do my bidding. Hereon, I shall walk alone. At long, long last, the end draws nigh. The end to life on that star, and the end to my suffering.
Alright, and this, I believe, takes us into 6.4. So we're actually on the last patch currently available for storyline stuff. I've actually gone through this very quickly, all things considered. And it's good to see you. Have you any news from old Charlian? We've yet to hear from Stola regarding her search for a means to return to the Void. I must confess that her silence has left me feeling restless. Nor am I alone in this. The Stydian has such an excess of energy that he's been helping to train our soldiers with nary a grumble. As for Zero... Something the matter? No, Narn paid us a visit, so I was appraising her of recent developments, or the lack thereof. Are you heading somewhere? Aye, to replenish my aether. Would you like to come? We're but most welcome invitation, timely too, I might add. I myself was thinking of venturing out into the city. It would be my pleasure to join you. You will accompany us, of course. Come then, I've an errand to run at the bazaar first. So I think we're going to end up eating some curry, I'm gonna guess. We'll go there, I guess. I'm picking up some more spice. Her had told me to do so before my next visit. Mr. Zero has quite the tolerance, you see. The sisters know we Hamish are fond of spicy food, but I doubt any of us could keep it from her, without her. With just the spices they normally have on hand, the methane can't quite satisfy her. Which is why I'm happy to provide what we need to achieve more rigorous flavors. Now then, variety being the spice of life, perhaps you'd like to choose something extra to blend with Mr. Zero's usual. It'll help to keep things interesting, what do you say? Fine by me, you can appreciate the nuances of this world's substance far better than I can expect. Colorful array of spices peer out from the hempen sacks. The aromatic black corns. These corns tickle your nose with their pungent yet enticing aroma. One can imagine them lending dishes an appetizing accent. Sure, why not? We'll try the black corn. That's a fine choice, but don't take my word for it. Here, have a taste. Sir may wish to observe your reaction. It would be considered to sample the spice in her presence. You gently place some of the spice in your tongue. Intense aromatic heat fills your nostrils. Your reaction speaks volumes. That will suffice then. Always a pleasure, Mr. Zero, and do keep Merhide my regards. I did get this 2p automaton from doing a roulette, on the rare occasion that I've actually gotten the gear raids. Did manage to finally get an automaton from there.
My usual, please. But with this spice.
Of course, Zero. It would be my pleasure. Well now, this is enough to make a whole kettle of your special curry.
I don't need that much.
Rest assured, it's easy enough to make a serving just for you. Or we could make the kettle and share it. There would be enough not only for your companions but other diners as well. I dare say everyone will be delighted.
Very well. A full kettle, then.
Excellent. We'll prepare it at once. And for your excellency and our esteemed adventurer, are you happy to try a bowl of Zero's curry? We can make yours milder if you prefer.
Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot fully appreciate the flavor with this vessel. Another time, perhaps. Do not hold back on my account, my friend. Eat and enjoy.
Then I'll have His Excellency's helping.
Understood. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
These patron diners here aren't gonna know what hit them.
It gladdens me to see you taking to life in Radzathan, Zero. In the area of our cuisine, not least of all. Spicy dishes have long been favored in our sultry clime for their ability to whet the appetite and cool the body. Of course, spices also have the effect of preserving foods, which makes them highly coveted in foreign lands. All of this has given rise to a thriving spice industry, and the wealth it brings has allowed our nation to prosper while maintaining its neutrality.
So you trade your spices? Seems rather more complicated than trading in aether.
In the beginning, this land was no more than refuge for me. But now it is my home, and the people of Radzathan my beloved children. Together, we build this vibrant nation. And naught would please me more than to show it to my sister one day.
Vibrant. Rubicante said the same when he described this world. A reminder of all that has been stolen from us. What many who remember doubtless yearn to take back.
Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew. In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
Nonetheless, it's wrong to damn another to save yourself. As I told Rubicante, as I found myself moved to speak, I still do not understand what made me feel this way, nor what compels you mortals to help one another. But I hope to someday.
We too hope that you will find the answers you seek.
What is going on? What's happening?
Compliments of Mistress Zero, the Satrap's honored guest. We are serving a special curry for anyone who wishes to partake. But be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, by all means, I'd welcome the challenge.
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone is...
It burns! It burns!
To better maintain the facade, the alchemists ensured that my vessel was capable of consuming food. However, I fear Zero's curry would test the limits of their design.
Apologies for the delay. Please relax and enjoy your meal.
Relax. I don't have time for that. I've been waiting for this. Come. Let's replenish our aether.
Jeez. My whole life flashed before my eyes, and it was exhilarating.
I trust you have eaten your fill. I shall have Marid prepare a meal for us to take to Estinian. I suspect he too is overdue a replenishment. By this hour, he will have retired to his chambers at Magaduta. Come, let us pay him a visit.
The spicy curry has left you slightly flushed and set your hearts racing. More challenges await you, ready to face them head on. I'm feeling. My sisters, I thought that curry would be the end of me. I must eat it again. My poor nose, it still tingles. Welcome back. Master Estinian, yes, he has returned to his chambers. I shall be happy to escort you. Sheesh.
Estinian, are you there? We've brought something for you.
Enter.
Squid masala from the Mehane. I thought you might enjoy it.
Masala, eh? I prefer my squid dried. But I'm sure it won't disappoint. My thanks. Idle as I am in our sorceress's absence, I see. I can't offer much in the way of entertainment, but make yourselves comfortable.
Shall we disrobe as well?
No, no. We simply caught our friend unprepared. He will make himself presentable at once, I am sure.
She liked what she saw.
At last. We've been looking for you.
My friends! Tell me, were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
I believe so. It required a visit to the moon, where I took the opportunity to enlist Uriange's assistance.
Ishtola hath told me all. I should be glad to help you free Azhdaya and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
If Rubicante spoke true, both Golbez and Azhdaya are on the moon of the 13th. Unlike here in the Source, however, we have no means of making the journey from the surface of the star itself. The technology simply does not exist. Therefore, I propose that we employ a gate to deliver us directly to our destination.
Is such a feat possible?
In theory. Having once been a single hole, the Source and its reflections share striking similarities in geography. And according to a certain someone, who unceremoniously whisked us away to the first, the same locations across the worlds are intrinsically bound. All of which is to say, were we to pass through a gate on the Source's moon, it should lead us to the moon of the 13th. Of course, there is the risk of Voidsent gaining entry to our world. Thus did I decide to seek Uriange's counsel.
Both the Watcher and the Loporrits are aware of our proposed endeavor. While they are yet deliberating precautionary measures, they have pledged their full cooperation.
You've been busy. I presume you've also found a way to open this gate.
Be it in Radzat-Han or Sharlayan, scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void. And so, with Harnish insights to augment our knowledge, we have indeed conceived of a promising plan to pierce the veil. A plan I am confident will succeed, precisely because the moon is our stage. The preparations will be extensive, and we will require vast quantities of ether. After all, our gate must be large enough to accommodate another great worm. My proposal entails delivering copious amounts of ether to the Tower of Babel in Garlemald. As you will recall, Fandaniel used the structure to destroy the Brand's imprisoning Zodiac, and we, in like manner, will use it to channel ether to the moon, and thereby open our gate.
I see. Then we shall need someone on the moon for the necessary rituals.
Just so, Your Excellency. I intend to head back anon for that very purpose, as well as to help devise our strategy to deal with invading Voidsent. Along with our lunar allies, we will once again require the assistance of your alchemists, Nidana not least of all. May I trouble you to serve as their escort?
Fine by me. The room was beginning to feel constraining.
For my part, I shall oversee the requisite tasks on the Star. Might I prevail upon you for your assistance?
If all are in agreement, then let us set to work. We'll open our gate, and we will stop Golbez.
Going back to the moon. If one and all are ready, then let us set forth our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of the alchemists of the High Crucible. Of course, we shall accompany thee thither, and thence begin our journey. High Crucible it is then. Thankfully we have that unlocked now. This is like a really out of the way Ethernet spot though. My apologies for the delay. My, that is a striking simulacrum indeed. Well suited to the work ahead, I doubt not. Allow me to explain Yusula's plan in greater detail. As you know, we seek to open a void gate in Lamentomorium, that we may gain direct passage to the moon of the 13th. Whilst our comrades labor upon the moon, we must needs accomplish two tasks. First is the procurement of a substantial quantity of ether, and subsequent delivery of it onto the Tower of Babel. Such structure was once used to siphon the land's essence by way of the Telefori's spires. Such a method, however, doth pose an unacceptable risk to the greater etheric balance of the world. Thus we must seek an alternative means of conveying our requested resource. Our second task sought pertained to the use of the Tower of Babel itself. You may recall that this portal onto the moon was placed under the supervision of the Isilbar contingent. If we would employ it to different ends, we must first obtain the contingent's express permission. I should like to believe that they would not refuse us, so perhaps we should concern ourselves with the ether problem first. Have you any idea whence we might source the vast quantity needed? A likely location doth come to mind. Let's make for the airship landing. There I shall reveal more. Alright. Okay, there's a spot for the airship landing over there. Well, Earl present and accounted for. Excellent. We shall travel to Charlian, and then seek the nearby Isle of Ham. Near onto the surface of this isle does rivers of ether converge. The churning energy of this confluence is released by the way of geysers. Originally, the Ragnarok was to be powered by ether harvested from the isle. But as well you know, an alternative power source was ultimately found for the vessel. Passage onto Ultima Thule to the very limits of existence was facilitated by not less than the strength of the Mother Crystal herself. As such, the Isle of Ham's vast ether deposits remain untouched. They help ourselves get energy, provided we are able to secure the form's permission. Yet again, we are needing permission. There's nothing straightforward in this world. Such is the nature of politics, I fear, and as the Signs of Seventh Dawn have been officially disbanded, no longer are we a recognized collective. A somewhat disadvantaged position, bureaucratically speaking. Fortunately, however, there is a recognized and respected body upon which we might prevail. The students of Baldesion, upon arriving in Charlian, let us seek our friends at the Annex. Welcome back, Narn. What brings you here today, and in such colorful company? Greetings, Ajoka. On this occasion, we come to seek the student's assistance in a matter of some urgency. In that case, you want to speak of Cryle. She's in the main hall, sorting through her archives. There's a visitor with her at the moment, but it's no one you don't know, so feel free to show yourself in.
Now, if it isn't two of my dearest friends.
As for the other two, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Not in this vessel, perhaps. 'Tis I, Vashan. Though, you are welcome to call me Vritra, if you prefer.
Pay me no mind. I merely accompany them.
I pray you forgive us our intrusion. If you are occupied, we shall call again anon.
It's quite all right. We've just finished swapping all our secrets anyway. Erenfil occasionally comes and shares the latest Gleaner gossip, you see. From forgotten ruins to mysterious relics, if there's aught that might be of interest to the students, he kindly lets us know.
Alas, I must soon depart on an expedition. As I may be away for an extended period, I wish to give Cryle fair warning. hence my visit today.
I see. There are specimens that want for procuring, I presume?
No, it isn't guild ship business, but rather... homecoming. But enough about me. You have business too, yes? And I'm in the way.
Far from it. As a matter of fact, we should be grateful if you could stay and share your knowledge of the nearby isles with us. We seek a means to travel to the Void. There, a man named Golbez plots to invade our world. A man who even now holds my sister hostage. To that end, we require a great quantity of aether, which we understand may be had on the Isle of Ham. We came in the hope of exploring how it might best be procured.
An invasion from the 13th? Must the stakes always be so dramatic?
You have a knack for finding trouble. If gleaners collected world-ending crises, you could make quite a name for yourself in our profession. It's true the Isle of Ham is a veritable font of aether, but as it's under the Forum's direct jurisdiction, only a privileged few get to set foot there. I myself haven't.
So if we want to help ourselves to the Isle's aether, we'll need to secure the Forum's permission. Very well. The students of Baldessian recognize your endeavors as combating a grave threat to the world. As representative, I hereby pledge our full assistance. Now that it's official, you may leave the politics and paperwork to me. Our operations remain small, but we shouldn't meet any undue resistance.
We are truly grateful.
If I may. According to the original plan for the Exodus, aether collected from the Isle of Ham was to power the Ark. Art thou perchance familiar with the logistics of this endeavor?
I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Nor do I think any gleaner would. You might have better luck asking someone involved with the Ark's construction. Margaret, for instance. She's a researcher in Charley and Hamlet. I met with her for a job recently, and she mentioned working on the Ragnarok's propulsion system. You could do worse than to seek her out while awaiting the Forum's verdict.
We may well do just that. Our gratitude for thine advice, and may this threat be but a memory upon thy return.
You're quite welcome. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
I best start drafting our petition. Go on and find your researcher. I'll contact you as soon as we've made progress.
Let us leave matters here to Mistress Kryl, and hie ourselves to Labyrinthos.
Right then, time to put our best foot forward. Oh. A pity you can't tidy yourself. I should have had Ishtola enchant you when I had the chance. And what have we here? Later, Kryl, later. You've work to do.
Curious note. Alright, let's go down here to... Okay, we got a spot for it here. Visitors, how delightful. If you require assistance, then ask away. It so happens you caught me in a post-deadline bliss. Forgive us the abruptness of our inquiry, but 'tis our understanding that thou had charge of the Ragnarok's propulsion systems. We should like to know how our aether harvest at the Isle of Ham was to be stored and transported to the Ark, if the disclosure of such information is permitted. No, it's no bother at all. We built special tanks that could store aether just like we used casks to store wine. Simple, really. Simple but quite brilliant in construction. They raveled even crystals for etheric capacity. Pity we never got to use them. How muddled and distant the memory. When Doom's deadline loomed large and we extracted ourselves of a waist-high mire of work only to end up chin-deep in another. I was at one with the world, a conduit for the energies of creation, but now I am truly alive. Who would have thought that sleeping in a bed and eating warm meals could make such a difference? I feel positively functional. I dare say it rivals the thrill of dancing on the knife edge of failure. We're glad for you, quite. On the subject of the aether tanks, do you know what became of them? Or what did become of them? For the life of me, I can't seem to remember. Oh, but I do remember someone who might remember. He should be back by now. Just look for the fellow wearing an outfit that screams, I've been on vacation, you haven't. Very well, we shall seek out this conspicuous colleague of thine. Our sincerest gratitude, Margaret, and do look after yourself. Come, let's seek out this individual attired in a manner suggestive of recent furlough. That poor lady was probably like a symbolism of poor developers that work on these patches. And Final Fantasy 16. Aha! The face that launched our teeny tiny toy boat. How have you been, Narn? Able to catch a bit of rest? Well, if I don't know about the aether tanks, who in Bygoth's name would? Born right in me very own workshop they were. Pleasure as always, Master Cockle. I trust that thy respite proved rejuvenating. And then some, but I won't bore you with the details, at least not without a drink in me. So, why the interest in our little old tanks? Permit me to explain. I see, I see. I think I've got the long and short of it. Goes without saying, but we all owe you more than we can ever repay. If you need our ether tanks, they're at your disposal. There's just one problem. You need the Forum's approval to set foot on the Isle of Ham. We're up to me, be on the next ship out, but the lot can't wipe their asses without, unless it's in accordance with procedural motions. May be assured that my backside is immaculate. Thalag Stumpin' Thighs, Master Fortnite, and Scarlec Montachan. What a surprise. Pardon the intrusion, the Forum has delivered your petition and we decide to deliver our verdict directly. You have granted special dispensation to travel to Isle of Ham for the purpose of ether extraction, on one condition. On account of its rich deposits of ether, the island is home to throngs of vicious beasts. We ask that you cull any such creatures you encounter. That's all. Given the vast amount of ether we seek, I expected a far higher price. Oh, believe me, we do not underestimate the value of what you desire. Nay, we simply owe the students of Baldesion and their esteemed collaborators a debt of gratitude, and we felt that expediting your request was a suitable way to repay it. A debt of gratitude. We have taken the liberty of arranging your passage to the Isle of Ham. Your vessel waits in Scholar's Harbor. Then I better get those ether tanks loaded onto the airship. We'll be ready to take them where you need, assuming it's safe. I shall head back to the annex, but should you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. Alright.
Bound for the Isle of Ham. You look like the ones Master Fortuno told me to expect. If you're ready to depart, then so am I. Just say the word.
Is something the matter?
I did recruit one other to our party, but he is late to arrive.
Forgive me my delay.
Thancred? 'Tis good to see you.
If it isn't Varshan. They do grow up so quickly. Urianger tells me we have a host of exciting new tribulations to face. And you must be Zero. I've heard all about your daring do in Garlemald. A pleasure.
Apart from strengthening our company with his redoubtable skill at arms, Thancred may also serve as a mentor in those matters that trouble thee. I speak of the intangible forces which bring souls together. Thancred is possessed of experience both unique and insightful that I am sure he would gladly share with thee. Thou needst but ask.
Yeah, we got the next dungeon. Not bad, not a bad timing of all this so far. I think this is probably where I'm going to stop for tonight in any case. So I will see you guys next time with the 6.4 dungeon.